You ever buy yourself a dream, only to wake up one morning and realize some folks just can't stand to see you happy? I'm talking about the kind of neighbor who'd trespass on your peace with the same nerve they'd use to borrow your lawnmower and never bring it back. That's the kind of story I got for you today. And buddy, it's got everything: shock, laughs, bruised pride, and a pool full of revenge. Now, when I finally scraped together enough to buy my place, I thought I'd done it. Single dad, son just turned 16, little two-story house in the greenest part of Oregon you can imagine. Big yard, even a pool out back that sparkled in the sun. I'm not talking Olympic size, but it sure looked like paradise to me. I just lost my wife, and I needed a fresh start. My boy Dylan needed it too. He and I, we're tight, spend our weekends in the garage fixing up old cars, arguing about music, getting grease under our fingernails. I'm an auto mechanic by trade. Prefer a socket wrench to a necktie any day. We'd been there, a couple weeks? I was still figuring out the circuit breakers and learning the trash pickup schedule when fate decided to mess with me. Dumb luck. I slipped off a ladder installing a satellite dish, busted my leg clean through. Suddenly, I'm hobbling around in a cast, crutches clacking through the halls. But hey, I still have my house, my son, and the best backyard view in town. Or so I thought. Let me set the scene. Wide streets, tall trees, lawns that look like they've never seen a dandelion. Most neighbors waved, polite enough, though I hadn't met everybody yet. One name did keep popping up: Donovan Reynolds. Guy lived a few houses down, stocky fella in his 50s, walked like he owned the street. Rumor was Donovan liked to enforce the unwritten rules of the neighborhood, the kind only he seemed to know about. So there I am, Saturday morning, sitting on the back porch with a mug of coffee, feeling like maybe, just maybe, things are going to work out. Dylan's in the garage, tinkering with a carburetor. Birds are singing. For about 2 minutes, life is perfect. Then, in the span of a breath, everything turns upside down. I head outside to check on Dylan, and I just stop dead. By my pool, stretched out like it's their private resort, are two people I've never invited, Donovan and a kid I figure is his son. They've got towels, a cooler, sunglasses, acting like they own the place. Not a hint of embarrassment. Donovan's splayed out on a lounge chair. His son's dipping his feet in my water. I stand there, crutches under my arms, trying to process what kind of person just walks into someone else's yard and makes themselves at home. I hobble over, adrenaline building, already rehearsing what I'm going to say. Donovan barely glances up, just slides his shades down his nose and says, "Oh, hey, didn't think you'd be using the pool today." That's it. Not even a sorry. Like I'm the one interrupting him. I manage, "Excuse me, but what exactly are you doing on my property?" He grins. "Relax, pal, we're just cooling off. Been coming here for years. Neighborhood tradition, you know." I could feel my jaw clench. The previous owners are gone. This is my home now. You weren't invited. He stands up, brushing off invisible dust. "Well, maybe you're just not neighborly enough. This pool's always been shared. If you're going to be stingy, maybe you picked the wrong neighborhood." That did it. This is private property. You and your son need to leave, or I'll call the police. He laughs, big, loud, not a care in the world. "Go ahead. You think the cops care about a couple folks taking a swim?" I turned away, too angry to talk sense. Dylan's standing in the garage doorway, face red with anger. "Dad, what's going on?" he asks. "They're trespassing. I'm calling the police." Dylan, bless his heart, wanted to go settle it himself. I told him no. Let the police handle it. No sense both of us getting hurt. So I call, explain the situation, sit down in the kitchen and wait, feeling helpless as the minutes drag. When the cops finally roll up, Donovan's still lounging by the pool, smirking. Officer tells him, "Sir, this is private property. The owner says leave, you leave." Donovan argues. Oh, does he argue? About past owners and implied rights. But the cops are clear. New owner, new rules. Grumbling, he gathers up his things, but not before shooting me a glare. "You think this is over?" "We'll see." Something in his voice told me. He meant it. Weeks pass and life goes on, but the air feels different. Neighbors are suddenly colder. Mrs. Harper across the street tells me, "Donovan's saying you're a troublemaker. Not much for community." I shrug, act like it doesn't bother me, but you know how words spread. Still, I do my best. Clean the pool, try not to limp too much, focus on healing. Then, just when I think maybe it's blown over, it all hits the fan. Midnight, pitch black, dead quiet. Dylan bursts into my room, whispering, "Dad, someone's by the pool." I think it's them. My heart jumps. "Did you call the police?" "Already did. But look." He hands me his phone. He's recording two figures in hoodies dumping yellow liquid into the pool. It hits me paint. They're pouring gallons of paint in my pool. I tell Dylan to keep recording, not to come outside. I grab my old baseball bat and sneak around the side of the house, every step making my leg ache. I get close enough to see their faces in the pool light. Donovan and his son, caught red-handed. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" My voice is shaky but loud. Donovan just sneers. "Oh, look, the pool police. Can't handle a little color?" "You're trespassing and vandalizing my property," I shout, bat raised. "Police are on their way. You're caught." His son looks nervous, but Donovan just smirks until Dylan steps out on the porch, phone in hand, still recording. That's when Donovan snaps, shouts at his son to get that kid, and charges at me with a metal rod he picked up off the ground. I swing the bat, clip him on the shoulder, but he's faster than I expect, catches me on my bad leg. Pain explodes through me. I drop the bat, fall to the grass. Donovan stands over me, eyes wild, raises the bat. Then out of nowhere, Dylan flies in with a wrench, knocks Donovan off balance, and sends him sprawling into the pool. His son tries to run, but trips on a chair. Dylan pins him down as the sirens get closer. When the cops arrive, they take in the scene. Paint everywhere, Donovan drenched and spluttering, his son pinned under my boy's knee. They help me up, take our statements, watch Dylan's video. Donovan tries to spin it, claims I attacked him, but the officers aren't having it. Handcuffs come out. Donovan and his son are finally hauled away. Days go by, adrenaline fades, but the fallout is fast. Donovan gets charged with trespassing, property damage, assault, the works. Court comes around, judge sees the footage, and that's that. Donovan, 8 years in prison. His son gets 4. Restitution for the damages, medical bills covered. You'd think that'd be the end, but you know what? That's not even the best part. Word spreads through the neighborhood. Folks start stopping by. Neighbors who'd been quiet before, now coming over with cookies, offers to help fix the yard. Mrs. Harper even says, "You did us all a favor." Donovan's been a pain for years. Turns out, I wasn't the only one dealing with his nonsense. Some even tell me stories that make my run-ins sound tame. The settlement covers a new pool, fresh landscaping, some string lights, even a fire pit. Dylan, proud as ever, becomes a bit of a local legend among the neighborhood kids. We throw a cookout, sit by the pool on autumn nights, watch the lights dance on the water. Finally, the place feels like home. And what did I learn from all this? Maybe justice doesn't always come easy, and sometimes you gotta stand your ground even when your legs are shaking. But I also learned, community isn't about 4 smiles or sharing what's yours with folks who don't respect it. It's about looking out for each other, knowing who'll have your back when it matters. And family, that's the real anchor. Every time I look at my son, see the way he stood up when it counted, I realize I didn't just fight for my property. I fought for the kind of life I want us to have. For the peace we earned, the respect we deserve. And, there's something else too. When you finally see karma roll around, when a loudmouth bully gets what's coming, it hits different. Feels like breathing fresh air after a thunderstorm. So now I gotta ask you, where's the line for you between kindness and letting folks walk all over you? When does standing up for yourself become a duty, not just a right? Ever had to take a stand when nobody else would? Drop your story down below. I want to hear about your run-ins, your wins, your lessons. Because sometimes sharing the story is how the healing starts.